I am recording this on Valentine's Day. It is the holiday of love and relationships. People who are in a relationship are happy or unhappy, and people who are not in relationships are happy or unhappy. But if you don't know the truth about true love and romantic relationships, everybody is going to be unhappy. What is the truth about true love and romantic relationships? So I'm going to tell you today, but it's going to require some explanation. It's not an easy thing to talk about. Like I could just tell you that there is no true love in a romantic relationship, and you're like, oh God, Patrick, God, stop telling me the truth. Stop it. But if you're down, if you're teachable, I could save you a whole lot of suffering if you want. Most people are delusional. Most people create the suffering and create suffering in the lives of others. But if you're sick of suffering and creating suffering in the lives of others, listen up. I got something to say. You do not fall in love with a person. You fall in love with your shadow projection of them. Because see, there's not just bad stuff in the shadow. There's also good stuff. When you fall in love with another person, you're falling in love with the good stuff in you. Oh my God, Patrick, stop. But see, I know many will not understand this until they've done a lot of work on themselves. I didn't understand it. I mean, there was a time in my life before I picked up a copy of Owning Your Shadow. I mean, there was a time that I was an alcoholic. There was a time that I was hooking up with guys on the internet to do meth with them. Okay, so you do kind of have to work to this. It's not something easily understood. And in fact, it's not understood. But I'm not going to give you relationship advice. I'm just going to tell you the truth about love and romantic relationships. And that's it. And that's all. So romantic love is a projection. It's the sudden collision with a part of yourself you have not integrated. If you are passive, you fall for someone bold. If you are emotionally shut down, you fall for someone expressive. If you feel powerless, you fall for someone dominant and someone who appears powerful. You know, they say opposites attract. But see, people are not different from each other. And I know those of you who are holding on to your identity might have a complete fucking come apart when I say this. You are not special. You are not unique. You are not. You are just like everybody else. Everybody has the same exact shit going on with them. And you know what? That's a good thing, because we don't have to reinvent the wheel every time we want to heal. We don't have to reinvent the wheel every time we want to heal. My God. Someone has gone through exactly what you're going through. You're not alone either. There are multitudes of ways to get support in this world. You don't have to be homeless. You don't have to be a drug addict. You don't have to be brokenhearted. You don't have to suffer. But so many people choose suffering because they don't want to let go of that identity. That identity of me and my story. My story tells the story of me. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So you know that I am in a marriage with another man. And so when I say there is no true love in a romantic relationship, we have the true love in our spiritual partnership. Hey, look, you're not in control of your pain body. Many people think that, I'm in control of this. I'm in control of my ego. No, I have said many, many times before, you are no match for this shit. You are no match for this shit. You need mentors, support. You need friends who are also interested in becoming conscious. Otherwise, it's going to be a nightmare when you wake up and truly wake up. That's why so many people who have an awakening go into the new age to get that community. When you're awakened in this way, you have to create your own community. You have to create your own culture. You have to create it. You have to foster it. You have to cultivate it. That's your role. That's your job. If you are awakened in the middle of a toxic family, a toxic workplace, it's your job to awaken within that and be the example. And that's what it is. So many people have messaged me over the years and said, Patrick, I wish I had awakened friends like you do. I wish my husband or wife was awakened. Well, you gotta work, bitch. You have to work. That's your job. If you are more conscious than the other people in your life, you have to help them become more conscious. And whatever way that looks, go for it. I have tried to teach, reach, members of my family, members of Merrick's family, friends, but not everybody wants to awaken. Many people want to stay sick, stuck, broken, sad, sclerotic, mean, hateful, judgmental, reactionary, because that's their identity. And if they let go of their identity, they might fall apart. And if they fall apart, they might actually have to feel something. And if they actually have to feel something, they might change their life for the better. They might, I've seen people get diagnosed with cancer. And I say, oh, all you have to do is this. You don't have to do, and they'll go get their tits cut off. Or they'll go get the surgery, or they'll go get that thing. Some people just choose to die rather than wake up. And that's on them. So you are not seeing other people clearly at all. You are seeing projections. You never see people as they actually are. And, sometimes you can be really vigilant and focused and realize that you're not seeing people. You're just seeing projections of you. We wrote a song about it called No One Exists But You. I think we'll put the video at the end of this episode just to remind you. It's an earworm. It's designed to get in your head. Our songs are spiritual teachings. And I know that sucks. And I know it sucks. But all the information is there if you want it. So when you fall in love with another person, you're falling in love with the shadow. So let's talk about that high of early love. It's recognition. Your nervous system lights up because it senses a missing piece. Instead of developing that trait in yourself, you attach to the person carrying it. That attachment feels like destiny. It is compensation. So let me tell you, when I met Merrick, my future husband, he had a lot of things that I wanted. He was a cute skater boy, and he would ride his skateboard through Chicago. He was also sober, and I wanted that type of sobriety. He made sobriety look fun. He made it look really fun. He had sober friends. They hung out together. They watched movies together. Merrick was a fellowship master. And I'm like, man, I want some of that. I want some of that. But at the time, I didn't realize that I was also what I liked in Merrick. At that point, I thought he was straight-ish. He liked transgender stuff, like many suppressed gay men do. And I fell in love. I fell in love, especially after we hooked up. And I fell in love, and he fell in love. But see, here's the thing. And I've told this story before, but I said I was going to be alone for the rest of my life. I meant it. When I reconnected with Merrick after a year of me drinking and drugging, when I reconnected with him, it was 5 minutes after I said, I give up. I don't want to date anybody. I'm a screwed up person. I don't want to bring any of this chaos into anybody's life. I'm going to be single forever. I'm going to stop chasing men. I'm going to stop chasing sex. I'm going to stop chasing validation. I'm going to stop chasing all this shit, and I will be alone for the rest of my life and focus only on myself. This is what I'm doing. And I meant it. And within 5 minutes, there was Mary. Hey, what's up, buddy? Because when you clear some shit, when you get really focused, you get everything that you need and want. So I spent most of my life trying to find somebody to love me the way that my husband loves me now. And I wasn't even, when I gave up on the search, there he was. There he was. It's like that for everyone. Everyone. Some people have said, Patrick, I just want a girlfriend. How do I get a girlfriend? And I'm like, stop looking for her. Well, if I stop looking for her, how will I find her? And I'm like, there's the rub. There's the motherfucking rub. So you're in love with somebody. You're in love. You're in love. You're in love. It feels good. It feels good. It feels good. It's all a projection. It doesn't mean that it's not fun. It doesn't mean that it's not incredible. I mean, the first 90 days, being with Merrick was like walking on air. It was like, oh my God, I's got a husband now. I's got a husband. It was great. This is not trying to take that away from people. No, because if it feels real, it probably is real. And it felt really real, and it was real. But also, that projection is going to collapse. Any shadow projection will eventually collapse. And so the very things that I projected onto Merrick, I started to resent those traits. I was like, the fun stuff, like he was fun. And I'm like, you should be serious. You need to get rid of all of your fun clothes. And he did the same in me. The things that he liked in me, he started to resent because they were our shadow projections. They were in our shadow. And the only way through that is through shadow work. And so you might like confidence in another person, and then that becomes arrogance. For those of you out there that think I'm arrogant, that's you. That's you. Some people have told me recently that I'm arrogant, or what it's some like. I love I love getting projections because I know who I am. So I can't remember the projection I got, but it was so ludicrous that I laughed. I just laughed like, oh my gosh, because when you project onto other people, that's you. And see, it doesn't mean. Let me say it to this way. Like, I might be confident in some areas of my life. And that can be mistaken for arrogance if another person is arrogant. Some people would see confidence like, ooh, Patrick is really confident lately. But somebody who is arrogant, they would say, Patrick is arrogant. He's just really arrogant lately. And the truth is, whatever you see, if it irritates you, it's in you. Like, you can see things in other people and it won't irritate you. And it'll just be like, oh, you're just seeing that person. You're not judging them. You just see that person. But if something is unowned in you, it will irritate you. And these things can get exacerbated in love and romantic relationships because you're with each other all the time. Recently, Merrick and I had a conversation, very conscious conversation where we're like, if I do something that triggers your pain buddy, let me know. And vice versa. Like, we're to the point and the phase in our spiritual partnership where we know when we have an argument, we know it's pain buddy. Sometimes in the moment, that it's happening. If we know it's ego, we know it's pain buddy. And so we're leaning in, like, we'll say things like, my pain buddy hates you. And my pain buddy does hate Merrick. And Merrick's pain buddy hates me. When they take us over, and you're not responsible for this. Okay. When somebody is screaming and yelling at you and causing you pain, they are not in control of themselves. The entity, the pain buddy, has taken them over. And it wants to cause as much damage and pain. Like, when our pain buddies have taken us over, it wants divorce. It wants destruction. It wants us ripped apart, because the longer Merrick and I stay together, the pain buddy gets desperate. It needs to feed on pain and suffering. And I would say this: most of the people who have I guess, come after me in my lifetime, because I am focused on ending the suffering in myself and other people. So the pain body is going to be pissed. So non-spiritually aligned people will get taken over by these spirits and these entities that feed on pain, and they'll go after the people who are working to end suffering. Does it sound crazy to you? Yes, because it is. So if you're in this line of work, you're going to get yelled at a lot. You're going to get screamed at a lot. People are going to project on you. People are going to accuse you of things that you're not doing. It's just part of the job of being a teacher in this space. So the confidence becomes arrogance, sensitivity becomes neediness, and strength becomes control. Nothing changed about them. The fantasy just died. So there is no true love in the fairy tale sense. There's only conscious partnership. And I think, for my sexual integration for men stuff, I say this work is so hard within a marriage. Ideally, you want to get this shit done, your shadow work and all of that stuff, before you get into a relationship. Because once you're in a relationship and you're doing this stuff, the two of you do have to kind of, risk losing the relationship. And that's why many people don't want to work on themselves, because they don't want to lose their relationship. Because their relationship, even though it causes them stress and pain and suffering, at least it's better than being alone. No, it's not. It's not better than being alone. So sometimes when doing this work, doing shadow work, you might decide that you don't want to be with the person that you're with. But if you are interested in becoming a conscious partnership, you can do that well. Like when Merrick and I got to shadow work, we're like, oh gosh, this special relationship stuff, especially after getting into A Course in Miracles, we're like, we need to go from being my husband to we are partners. We are friends. We are conscious. And so the fantasy of marriage and happily ever after dies. When the fantasy dies, most people break up and move on. I know I did. The fantasy died. When someone decides to no longer work with me, it's because the fantasy died. Their projection of me died. The fantasy died. So a lot of people will skip from teacher to boyfriend to girlfriend their whole lives. But the real trick is, can you stick with somebody when the fantasy dies? When the fantasy dies, can you stick with somebody? And I think that's where real love is. Real love begins after projection burns off. After you stop asking someone to complete you. What a burden. What a burden. Like all of these people who learn their interpersonal relationship skills from romantic movies and books and TV shows and soap operas and all that stuff. Here's something I want to say. Romantic love used to be reserved for priests and nuns and the aristocrats because it was too volatile to be distributed to the common man. And I think you can know why now, right? So real love begins when you start working on your shadow. And after you integrate your shadow, that's when oh my God, babe, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Because you can love them for who they are when you integrate your own shadow. So most couples are running a shadow contract. And this part is not going to be pretty. You will tell your other, you hold my unlived power. I will hold your fragility. You play parent, I'll play the child. Most couples are just playing roles and they're playing roles. That's why I don't give relationship advice, because there's no way to give someone relationship advice. The only advice you can give somebody is to do your shadow work. That's pretty much the only relationship advice that you can give anybody. You can't tell people how to treat your husband or your wife. Because most people are also running a shadow contract. You hold my unlived power. I will hold your fragility. You play parent, I play child. There's a book I have called Transactional Analysis. I want to suggest that to you, but I could just tell you what it's all about. Most people play games, especially in romantic relationships. They play games. So love is two integrated people choosing each other without needing to consume each other. So if you're in a relationship right now, focus on your own integration. Just do it. Just fucking do it. Stop blaming me. Stop blaming men. Stop blaming women. Stop blaming the government. Just fucking integrate. So I know a wise man. He's sober. He's more sober than me. And I call him for advice. And so I called him yesterday because I talk to mentors. I have mentors. If I feel like I'm screwed up in any way, I'm going to reach out to somebody. But see, everybody is also screwed up in their own way. And even your mentors are screwed up. Let your mentors and your teachers have some fucking faults. Why don't you? And actually those faults and those defects, they actually serve you as well. And I'm going to tell you how they do that. Because I called him and I was talking about some things going on because he has more recovery time than me and he's older than me. And that's kind of like my barometer. Are they older? Do they have more recovery time? I probably should listen to them. So I called him and we were talking really good stuff from him. And then out of nowhere, and he says, and MAGA's ripping apart the country. MAGA and his Trump cronies are ripping apart the country. And I just said, whoa. I have no opinion on that at all. I am out of political stuff. I don't live in that world. I don't watch the news. I don't even know what you're talking about, man. I don't even know what that means. And he said, okay, I'll respect that. And that was it. And we moved on. And so his character defect of talking about politics, and it is a character defect to talk about politics and shit like that because you can't do anything about it. His character defect caused me to start to stand up for myself and say, no, I don't want this shit in my life. I don't do this. I set a boundary. So see, your teacher's character defects might be for your benefit. So if you run and turn tail, you're going to miss the lesson. You're going to miss the lesson. And so in the truth about love and romantic relationships is falling in love is easy. It's so easy to fall in love. They even wrote a song about it. But standing in love is earned. I will be with my husband for 8 years this August. And you know what? We have earned the right to be together. Many people say, I want a relationship like you guys have. And I'm like, it takes work. It takes a lot of work. Not work between us, but work on yourself. To stay in a happy, loving marriage, you're gonna have to work, bitch. It's earned. It is earned. I know many couples who they are unwilling to do the work. And they cheat on each other. And they cause suffering. And they put each other down in front of other people. Somebody told me, said, man, I've never heard you put Merrick down. Like it's weird. Like I've never put my husband down in front of other people. And they said that was weird. And I'm like, why would I put him down? Why would I put him down? I might talk about his unconsciousness and he might talk about my unconsciousness, but I'm talking about like my dad used to do this to my mom, like blame her for everything, like from a missing remote to a frying pan that had lost its Teflon coating. You must have burned up all the coating. And I'm laughing about that because that came up this morning when Merrick was making breakfast. He had a pan on the stove and it was just there. And I'm like, babe, you need to turn that off because it'll burn up the coating. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know if it's true or not. But see, these things come up. Your childhood shit comes up in a marriage, in a close personal relationship. And if you are a man, become a man. And if you are a woman, become a woman, because women and men being in competition with each other is ripping your marriage and your life apart. Maybe I will talk about that someday. But in a marriage, you cannot be in competition with each other. And the only competition you should have is who's going to be the most conscious one today. That's all I've got for you today. But I want to wish you a happy Valentine's Day. And I want you to have true love in your life. You can have true love in your life, even if it's not going to be found within the confines of a romantic relationship. Have a great day. Bye.